In this alternate timeline, Lilith would leave much sooner. As soon as Charlie was born, Lilith had what she needed, as then she took Charlie and ran off. As the day passed, Lucifer would begin to cry, as he didn't know what happened. His wife and his daughter was suddenly gone in a blink of an eye. Only after a few days of her being born, she was suddenly gone. As Lucifer cried, we cut to Lilith, as she began to carry baby Charlie to the gates of heaven. As Lut would answer, she would say, "Holy crap." Adam would say, "Well, well, well, looks like the royal hussy is back. Tell me, why would we let you bring in that daughter of yours?" Lilith would smile, "Well, if you don't, our deal is off, first off, and second off, she can dethrone Lucifer and put a puppet government in place. That way you can have more fun exterminating without having to worry about retaliation. After all, retaliation will start eventually." As Adam didn't really care about this. He just wanted to go down and have fun. He didn't care about all this government stuff. But Lut approved, as Lut and Adam would agree to let Lilith stay there. As Lilith was brought to the Garden of Eden, which is moved back up to heaven, she stayed with Charlie and began to raise Charlie. She taught Charlie how to fight, and she taught Charlie to love her. She taught Charlie that she was her caring mother and that everyone else was out to get her. And as Charlie grew and started to train, she became stronger. At least physically. Mentally, her mind became broken. She became reliant on her mother. She believed her mother was everything, like a god, and she needed to help fight, and she needed to take back the throne. She believed Lucifer kicked them out, and she wanted revenge on her father for her mother. As she was only 8 years old, she was still extremely powerful, and near her power in this timeline because she learned how to harness it. As Charlie was in the Garden of Eden, Sera would walk up to her and say, "Can we have a word?" She looked at her. She didn't trust the angels. Even though they gave them asylum, she knew Mother only had information. That's why they let them in. Charlie said, "What is it?" "I want to train you myself, and I want to talk to you." As then Sera and Charlie began to walk off into heaven, as Sera gave her a disguise. Sera would look at Charlie. "You'll be a valuable access to us. I think it's great that we train you and make you stronger. I got permission to train you myself." Charlie would be angered by this. Where does she think she is? Who does she think she is? Trying to train her? She is the daughter of Lilith, one of the strongest and had the best potential of all. She'll show her. But as they trained, Charlie was defeated, and Lilith would begin to teach her magic. Holy magic and demonic magic. This helped her grow increasingly in power, and she began to like Sera, and Sera liked her. Sera considered her like a best friend, not a daughter, since she was too cold-hearted for that, but she did care about her, even if she would never, ever admit it. Eventually, one day, though, she would bring Emily to meet Charlie, because she had a special plan for them. As then Emily was brought to Charlie, Emily and Charlie would look at each other, as Charlie wanted nothing to do with Emily, but Emily said, "Well, you're going to be my new bodyguard in disguise to get to know heaven. Are you ready?" Charlie would sigh and say, "Great." As Charlie was a completely different person in this timeline, obviously. She wasn't the happy person that she was before. In this timeline, she was serious, down to the business, and only cared about one thing and one thing only: revenge. As Charlie would be Emily's bodyguard, Emily would teach her about heaven's culture. She would teach her about how heaven operates and things like that. As she got to know everything about heaven, she was still bored to death. She didn't care about any of this. All she wanted was her revenge. But she got to learn more and more about heaven. She began to get suspicious about the things around her. And as that was going on, we cut to Lucifer. As Lucifer was deeply sad. He lost his daughter many years ago. The Pride Ring has become complete chaos, as Lucifer didn't do anything to do order. And exterminations became the order of the day, just like in canon. But there was no hope. There was no hotel. And Lucifer just stood there in his own depression. It was even worse in this timeline, as he couldn't do anything. As he just laid there, eventually he heard a knock at the door. As he opened it, it was Beelzebub. As Beelzebub would look at Lucifer and say, "Come on, man, you need to have a fun time. You've been depressed for so long, you haven't come out in decades. Your ring is in ruin." Lucifer would say, "Shut up and leave me." As then Beelzebub would grab his hand and said, "We're worried about you. We care about you. Please, try to loosen up. It's been so long." Lucifer would say, "Do you have any idea what it's like to lose a loved one? Do you have any idea what it's like to have everything taken from you? The person you thought you loved stole your own daughter? Why don't you try to get her back? Because I don't even know if she'd still be within sigh and say, "Come with me," as then Lucifer would sigh and follow her, as Beelzebub would try to show Lucifer a good time. As Beelzebub used to be the one person that could always make Lucifer smile, that could always make Lucifer laugh. And he needed laughter, he needed a smile. She knew he wasn't just gonna laugh and have a great time, but she thought if he could just make him smile for even a second, she could help. However, this was gonna be easier said than done. As she took him out to party, Beelzebub would take Lucifer to all his favorite places, but it wouldn't really do much. Lucifer would go out to the club, restaurants, parks, basically anywhere at all where he could actually smile, but nothing worked. As then Beelzebub was taking him back, Lucifer would say, "Hey, before we go back, I need something to tell you." Beelzebub would say, "I'm sorry, I'll never thank you." As then Lucifer smiled. "It means something that you care about me enough to do this. Maybe I should give up my ring, make someone else king. I'm not fit for the job anymore." Beelzebub would say, "Are you insane? Do you know how much that would upset the hierarchy?" "I know, but maybe it's best if someone else takes over." As Lucifer said this, little did he know that someone else was already plotting to take over. As then we cut back to Charlie. As Charlie was finally ready to take revenge on her father. However, she wasn't as dumb as she looked. She spied on Lilith, spied on Sera, and hired her own people in her own faction up in heaven, and she learned the truth. She was angry about this, and she had a plan to get revenge on them all. But first, she was going to have to play the act. As she went down the hell, she would knock on the door. As Lucifer answered, Charlie would say, "It's me, Dad. I'm here." As then Lucifer would hug her and say, "I can't believe you're finally here." As then Lucifer would bring Charlie in, and Charlie and Lucifer would begin to talk. As they were so excited to see each other, they stayed together for a few days. As Charlie would stay in Lucifer's house, and he would act like the father that she never had. And Charlie would start to feel bad about this, but she had to do it. As one day, Lucifer would wake up with a massive headache. As Charlie poisoned him, she knew it wouldn't be enough to wipe him out, but it was enough to make him weaken, so then she can finish the job. As then she charged at him, and Lucifer couldn't do it. He couldn't fight his own daughter. As then she watched her father, her own flesh, her own blood, perish. As Lucifer perished, she simply smirked. As then Lilith would show up. "Well done. Our revenge has finally been carried out." As Lilith and Charlie would then both begin to hug, as Lilith was actually proud of her daughter. True, she used her like a tool, but she was still proud of her that she could have done this. She was still proud of her that she carried out her mission. As then Charlie said, "Lilith, I love how gullible you are." Suddenly, she felt a sharp pain in her back as she fell down. Charlie would then laugh. "You tricked Lucifer. You tricked all of hell, but you didn't trick me. I knew your plans from the beginning." "Well, I shouldn't say that. Since I was 8 years old, I put things together." As Lilith would look up at Charlie, as she began to feel it, she felt her vision faded. As Lilith said, "Why? Why? You're my daughter. You're supposed to help me take over. You're supposed to help me control things, not betray me. How could you?" Charlie would just laugh and say, "Oh, poor Lilith. Heaven helped install me as queen so I could help them. But now I'll be their worst enemy. I'll be the one pulling all the strings." As Lilith perished, Charlie then smirked as she knew what to do. Charlie would call a meeting of all the ringleaders of hell. The pride ring, the lust ring, all of it. As Asmodeus and Beelzebub both looked at her angry, she said, "Why should we be loyal to you after what you've done?" "Because I'm the queen now, and besides, I've harnessed my power far better than he ever could." As she went into her demonic form, suddenly the entire ground began to shake. As they fell down, gravity increased as they could barely move. "I'm your queen now. But don't worry, I'll be a fair and prosperous queen. Just keep doing what you're doing. But give 10% of your cut to me. After all, the pride ring's all destroyed. I need that cut to rebuild. And we're gonna make some more changes around here. But don't worry, you'll keep your riches as long as you stay loyal." As then Charlie began to laugh. She did it. She became the queen of hell. And now she is pulling all the strings. And that's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this video in the comments below. I really enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Now, I wanted to have like an evil Charlie for a long time. I already done that in one video, but I felt like this video would be way more unique to do it. And I feel like Lilith could have really done this. After all, Lilith's plan we don't really know, but we do know that she wants to sabotage or maybe even help Charlie, since Charlie's hotel wouldn't be possible without Alistair. So she needs her plan to succeed, but also fail at the same time. Because of that, her plans seem very, well, just unpredictable. And we don't really know what they're about or what she wants, which is what makes her a cool character. So I decided to have her be raised by Lilith, which was a very interesting and cool idea to do. Which I did, well, pretty much enjoy. And I do think I did a good job. What do you think would happen if Charlie was raised by Lilith? Please let me know in the comments below. And please let me know what kind of day you having right now. My day is going pretty well. I might be going to, visiting my brother for a week, depending on how things go. It's not confirmed yet, but I've been wanting to do this for a while, but we've been having complications, family issues, and stuff like that that's been stopping me from going. I do think I'll be able to keep on posting if I did go. If not, I think I would only miss 1 or 2 days, so I'm letting you know right now. But that's not, like, guaranteed, so I don't know. I'll keep you all posted on that. Anyway, I hope you're having an amazing day, because I love you all. If you don't think anyone loves you, remember that I love you. And this channel is about love. This channel is about expression. This channel is about art. This channel is about creativity. That's why I make all these what ifs, to use my creativity, to use my powers. Because for my whole life, I would do these crazy crossovers and things like that, and I could never finish them. I would just imagine them for a couple seconds, and I would just give up and not really make an ending. So this channel is about me, making an ending for all those things, making an ending to these series. And eventually it became no longer a series channel. It's a one channel now, which gets more views and it makes more sense, because if it's a series, more people have to watch each individual part. But if it's just a one-shot part, everyone just watches that. So that's why I've done it this way. Maybe but do you guys want me to bring back series? Or do you think I should keep doing this one-shot part? Let me know in the comments below. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for supporting me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please share with all your friends. Peace out.